Good afternoon, this is Todd Colvin coming to you from the floor of the CME Group. We are talking currencies, and the euro currency still stuck in a range despite what's happening all around. We got the Brexit talks going on, we've got year-end talks, we've got an ECB kind of out there talking about when they're going to raise rates next, and we've really just been stuck in the range. You got to go back to the July meeting, ECB meeting, when we busted through 115. It seemed like a ceiling, a level they've tested time and time again, and since then we haven't been back below it, and it's really been kind of a range between 115 and 120 ever since. Right now we're kind of in between, right around 118 and a half, 118 3/4. So it has really been a tight trade for the Euro FX, and it looks to continue to do so as we go into year end. Despite the fact that there are fundamental things happening in the market, it seems to me that they're going to wait until first quarter before we start to see any reaction from U.S. tax reform, which has really been, I think, the driver of a lot of these markets. And if you look at the ECB, we're starting to see possibilities of them raising rates in March of 2019. Now, yes, I know that's well over a year away, but certainly the market's never too early to start looking at some positive news. And I think that while they continue to buy assets, it is a good thing to start talking about when they're going to unwind those assets and at least possibly raise rates. I think that's going to keep the euro from tanking here, at least. Certainly the dollar can change all that if we see a real strong bid to the dollar, but we haven't, and the dollar continues to be soft, which is helping the euro currency. And lastly, if you look at yields, we've seen this global push higher in yields, and yes, that's been no different in Europe as it has in the U.S. 10-year yields in the U.S. nearing 2.5. Likewise, Bund yields in Germany are nearing 0.4. So both are on the rise. Both are aiding the euro currency, as we've seen continued rising, from the low 117s up to 118s, still in the range, but in a more of a bullish turn. And I think that right now 120 is a real key target. And it's a big if we start to see dollar liquidity continue to gather, I should say, as we see bond sellers come in, it seems that dollar demand is on the decline. That could only help the euro currency right now. So right now, euro currency stuck in a range. I'm looking to test 120, maybe by year end, but I think that right now that's going to be kind of a level similar to what we saw the 115 level back in July. It's going to be very difficult to break through without some kind of catalyst. And right now, the ECB is not going to give us that catalyst, but it may come in form of a weaker dollar. So right now, 120 the next stop. I think 120 we probably pause, see a sideways trade, and maybe build a little bit of time there before we see a big bid. But again, that all is going to hinge on what happens with the dollar, what happens with tax reform, what happens here in the States. So right now, moderately bullish euro currency as we head into year end. This is Todd Colvin coming to you from the floor of the CME Group.